moments of moving from there to here, between the stars and the moonlight's glare, capturing a glimpse of the light so rare, brightly shining our hearts declare. Radiant hearts, you shine so bright in the diamond moments of love and light, in the warmth of the love we show, the golden glimpse of our diamonds glow.
Hello, my beautiful viewers on E360 TV. I hope that you are feeling amazing, amazing. So, for me, I am truly blessed. I have all my amazing. Um, Michelle, if you can't hear me, just give me a minute, please. My beautiful viewers, I am going to introduce my beautiful Mrs. Spots, and we will sort out now if Michelle cannot hear. But I wanted to find out, how are you feeling? How are you feeling at the moment? So I can only tell you, I feel over the moon. We've got an amazing project in the Diamond Beauties Forever group, and I call this amazing group of ladies my Mrs. Spots. So all of you know Beauty and the Beast. And with Beauty and the Beast, there was a beautiful housekeeper called Mrs. Spots. She loved to make sure that all the people in the castle is well looked after, even when there were instruments and clocks. And she also loved to make sure her son Chip is taken care of. So in the Diamond Beauty group, we've got a year already currently running with our Mrs. Spots project, where a group of amazing ladies have space and a place, a half an hour coffee chat to give anyone, any lady in the group and outside the group, the opportunity to be seen, be heard, and feel that they are important. So I'm truly excited to introduce my amazing Mrs. Spots. We are currently 1 year in this amazing project, and now we've got 15 Mrs. Spots from New Zealand up till Hawaii, 24 hours, 3 sessions a day where anyone can phone in. And we have it 5 days a week. So the ladies will let you know what time of the week and what time are they, Mrs. Spots. So let us start. So, my beautiful ladies, I am going to start with Nicole. Nicole, can you please introduce yourself? Also, after your introduction, please tell us your Mrs. Spots tea party name and what day of the week are you a Mrs. Spots?
Okay, thank you so much. And my name's Nicole Harvick. I am in South Carolina, so I am Eastern Time, East Coast Time. And mine is Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Every Monday, I will be there greeting you. Also, I am wisdom and truth. So I invite people to come in, share their wisdom, whether it's ancient, whether it's new, and it's a safe place where everybody can share just what's on their heart.
Wow, thank you, my beautiful Nicole. My beautiful Jennifer, can you please introduce yourself and tell us also your time and also your name and day of your Mrs. Spots?
Yes, thank you. My name is Jennifer Rogers, and I am from Norman, Oklahoma. And I host the Mrs. Potts on Thursdays at 1 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And the name of my Mrs. Potts show is Stirring Up Magic and Positivity. And this is a safe space where we can come in, we can share pieces of life with each other. What was the magical moment? What was the learning moment? And then we have an action item that we complete, and we work on that throughout the week, something that builds positivity amongst ourselves and our community. And so, for example, last week our action item was just doing an act of kindness, an anonymous act of kindness, and just pouring that love back out into the world and making it a little more magical.
That is incredible. And I'm truly sorry that I cannot attend your sessions, my beautiful one, because it's exactly the same time as my power hour. But maybe something will shift and I can be able to be there. So thank you, my beautiful Jennifer. My beautiful Michelle, can you hear me now? Oh, okay, okay. I'm so happy. When I saw you cannot, I thought, let me just go and complete what I needed to say, and then I will give you my full attention. So please
Yes, I
introduce
can. Thank
yourself, my beautiful one.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome. My name is Michelle Jones, and I host the Mrs. Potts Call every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm a storyteller. I like to hear stories and exchange stories. And I just host a safe space with campfire conversations where we just sit down and talk about stories of our life, where there's no judgment and you can just come in, tell your story, and be supported.
I love that. And my beautiful Michelle, I have attended your first one, but I asked the ladies yesterday if they can give you a message because I could not wait till 1 o'clock and then do yours because, I've got a full day on my side. But I will be traveling to New Zealand soon. Then I will not be able to attend some of the ones I can now early attend in South Africa, but then I can attend the latest ones on that side. So, my beautiful Therese, I am so excited you are here. Please introduce yourself. And you and Nicole are one of my amazing Mrs. Spots that are from February that you are busy with. And Nicole, you were a little bit early. I think you started in January. So I just want to say thank you, my beautiful ladies, the two of you, for keeping this space and then showing now, taking care of the Thursdays and the Monday Mrs. Spot. So I just want to say thank you for helping me taking care of the new ladies. Therese, please introduce yourself.
Thanks, Starlet. So I'm Therese Skelly. I am in gloriously hot and sunny Scottsdale, Arizona, which I actually like. My Mrs. Potts is on Thursdays at noon Eastern time. So Thursdays at noon Eastern. It just kind of sort of organically grew where I have my women come in and we start with a celebration because I don't think women celebrate themselves enough. And it's just fun to, just like do that kind of stuff with women. And then I just do kind of like a channel meditation kind of and I sort of stumbled in it. Like I'm like, and the women love. It's like a quick kind of meditation visioning. And it seems like somebody needs to hear something. And so then we just share about, so it's called Mindful Meditations and Connection with Therese Skelly. And it's very deep. It's very soulful. It's always like, who knew that was going to happen? And invariably somebody's got something on their heart and they come out of the meditation, they're crying. They're like, I needed that. Thank you. And I'm like, it wasn't me, it was God, So that's why it's called mindful meditation.
Oh, I loved it. So, my beautiful ones, the first questions I want to ask you is what inspired you to become a Mrs. Spots and host these amazing tea parties? Now, a few of the first ladies that came say, me, Sanet, you, Sanet. Okay, okay. Thank you for that. I will take it. I'm happy I could inspire you by asking you to be a Mrs. Spots. But then now, can you answer what have you decided to how did you know that you're going to be a Mrs. Potts? What was it in for you? So, my beautiful Nicole, I just need to go and see if I unmuted you. Yes, you are welcome to speak. What was your reason for being a Mrs. Potts?
Well, first of all, when you explained what it was, Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite Disney animations. So I loved the idea of the care and the kindness, and working with people that have a lot of trauma or have a lot of anger or that we're just trying to bring back to emotional freedom, I knew there was a need to not just talk, but someone to listen. And oftentimes people want to interject, but people just need to be heard. There's a lot of people that need to be heard. And so I think these rooms offer both. But for me, I love the fact that we don't record. We're very candid with one another, and anything goes.
Wow.
You can speak from your heart.
Thank you. And I know it's on your side, your computer is clicking away. So we're
Well,
going to put you on a mute now. Thank you for that amazing answer. So Crystal have given us a message, one of our amazing diamonds in our beautiful group, Diamond Beauties Forever. She said, what an amazing group of ladies. Ladies, give Crystal a kissy. Mwah! Thank you, Crystal. So, my beautiful Jennifer, and for you, my beautiful one.
Thank you. First, thank you for the opportunity to host a Mrs. Potts. I've had the pleasure of sitting in the room now with each of these three ladies. My first week with Therese was last week, and it is beautiful. So there's inspiration at different levels in every room. And when I was thinking about the title of my show, it just came back to the word that describes me most, which is magic. Everything we do is magic. We touch, we love each other, the words we speak. We have the ability to make others feel good, to feel welcomed, and to embrace them with how we are and who we are. And so I really wanted to put that into the title of the show. And then through the Diamond Beauties Experts, you gifted me the most beautiful title of expert of the Positivity Catalyst Expert. And that's really where I try to lead my life, is through that positive lens. That doesn't mean that we're perfect every day and negative things don't come in at us, but how we respond can be positive, and it can be magical in changing the trajectory or direction of whatever's happening. And so I want that to be the place for ladies that can come in and go, oh, it's just going to be a positive talk. No, it's going to be the talk that you need to have that day. And how can we help you through it? How can we love you through it? How can we listen to you, just like Nicole shared? And then the positivity piece goes back to, what's an action item that we can give? Because we know when we give, we receive. So taking that small step to give back, even if it's to each other, even if it's just listening to the stories of one another, or if it's asking for something that you don't have anywhere else to ask, we've created this space that you can say, you know what? I could use a prayer today for this, or I could use some good vibes or energies for this. May I have it? Absolutely. We're going to support you in that.
Wow, so beautiful. Thank you, my beautiful Jennifer. And Krista, give us another love letter. Thank you, my beautiful Krista. I love that there are times where we can connect with people all around the world. So, my beautiful Michelle, before going to you, I quickly want to say that Mrs. Potts' concept came along with all my coffee chats. So today, this morning, I had only one coffee chat. I try not to do coffee chats on a Thursday because I've got two recordings and there's a lot of going that I need to make sure everything is okay. But I decided to do this coffee chat, and this is my 501 coffee chat in 2 years, in 8 months. And throughout all my coffee chats around the world, 90%, I can almost say 95% of people are lonely. So this was on my shoulders for a very long time. And then God graciously gave me a beautiful dream where I saw 7 teapots, but not teapot, the normal teapots, Mrs. Potts, the kids animation teapots that was pouring out diamonds in the middle of a LP. You know that old LPs, that big LPs. I don't know what and I know exactly what we call it in Afrikaans, plate. That big one that went around and around and around and around. So, and I was trying to look what the name is in my dream, and I looked Elvis Presley. It was written in red, and I remember going on my tippy toe because I didn't know the song. I could hear it there's Elvis, but I didn't know the song. And I looked, return to sender. And then when I woke up, first thing I thought, I'm sure Elvis did Elvis sing Return to Sender? And girls, the first thing I did, I looked and it actually brings me emotions, because it is March last year this happened. So I looked, and Elvis Presley did sing Return to Sender. That was one of his songs. And I knew I needed to do something. So we started with Mrs. Potts in August last year. So we 1 year in. But last year I was thinking how I'm going to do around the world in 80 days. I don't know if you saw that movie. And I was wondering how I'm going to incorporate all. And then now we've got 15 ladies and 2 stand-in ladies that's from New Zealand until Hawaii. I say Hawaii, but we don't have a person in Hawaii, but she can also attend some of the ones in New Zealand and some of the ones in the Pacific Standard Time. So my beautiful Michelle, I quickly want to unmute you. You are welcome to speak. And for you, my beautiful one.
So I wanted very much to say thank you, Sanet. You did inspire me to become a Mrs. Potts. But the reason I wanted to become a Mrs. Potts and I accepted your offer is because so many of these ladies offered me a place where I could fall apart, where I felt supported, where somebody heard me, where I wasn't just some sniveling lady complaining about something like I had a lot of trauma in my background and I never knew how to get through it. I didn't even know I was suffering with grief until I found this group and this group of ladies offering space to share stories. And by going in, I was helped. And so many of these ladies just reached out and offered their services in a way to help heal me. And I thought, if there's a way to keep this going and I can be a part of spreading that healing, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that because I didn't have that. So in my life, I lost my sister in my 30s, and she was my best friend. She was my confidant. And I just want to be that big sister for the world that doesn't have a sister anymore, or who never had one, because sisters don't have judgment. You can go to them and tell them your worst mistake. You can go to them and tell them your deepest regret, your biggest shame, and they have no judgment for you, only love. And they'll a redirection. Well, you made that mistake, so suck it up, buttercup, and we can just move forward. It's going to be okay. And it just kind of gives you a place to be judgment-free. And I thought, what a beautiful gift to pass on. So thank you for allowing me the time to host for other women and to be that big sister for those that need it. I love this opportunity. Thank you.
Wow. Incredible. My heart is filled. My heart is full. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. And for you, my beautiful Therese.
So I just love you, and I'll follow you wherever you go. And so for me, this is, and just like full transparency, because that's how we play here. I didn't even know what any of this was. I'm like, what in the world is a Mrs. Pie? I don't understand the tea things. Like, wait, is it coffee? Like, so you just said I want you, and I'm like, okay. And it took me months. This is me. Like, I have a marketing background, and I'm like, I don't really think your marketing is really well. You should change the title. Remember, I sent you this voice message trying. Nobody, and now, because I don't think I'd ever heard you say it the way I've heard you lately say it. So it took a minute for me to wrap. I'm like, I don't even know what this is. I'll show up. Okay. Because I was busy with my stuff. And I'm like, I don't know, these things, these calls. And it took a minute to own it. I'm like, I don't know what we're doing. Sure, come in. And I feel like I found my vibe. And Michelle was in some of my early calls, and Nicole as well. And you, right? And what I decided is that I'm just going to be full on love and full on depth because we have enough chatty stuff. There's lots of places where you can go and be like, oh, everything's fine. Nah, I want you to come and just so like I feel like, ugh, right? I want the safety. I love how Bruce talked about the safety, and it's been so cool. In just 6 months or whatever for me, there are women, and and our calls are 30, 40 minutes a week, and there are women that I literally can go, you are different because of these calls. Oh my, I see transformation. And it took me a minute. And it's such a blessing because the quality of love, the quality of like, we're all super skilled. You don't just have, you don't have plumbers running the shows here, right? You have women that are highly trained, highly skilled, super connected to God, connected to the mission. And I think the commodity, I loved what Nicole said about just being witnessed, right? And I feel like we just bring all of ourselves, and it's free. Hello. Like, you don't get this quality of hanging out with these rock stars for free. And there is no ask there. Maybe just go be better you, right? That's my ask, is like, be more of you. So it's pretty darn magical. What you've created is just, and I'm sorry that I sent you a message telling you your marketing sucked and you should change all the names. Anyway, and I appreciate now that I get it, right? But it's just kind of funny. So it all works.
I must just confess, when I got your email, your voice note, I even have a beautiful voice note back to you, and I said, oh, thank you for this, my beautiful Therese. I will look into it. And I played a few, because on Fridays is my admin time. I played your session. I played your voice note again. And no. I must just, it's my phone here. No, my phone is in front. So I listened to your voice note. I put it down, and I said to God, my beautiful Lord, while I speak in Afrikaans, is Mrs. Potts still good to go? Or is Teresa's message a way for me to rethink it? And ladies, guess what played when I ask to play a song without asking her for anything? I just say, play a song. Guess what play? Do you know Angels Above by Stick Figures?
That's funny.
And then I knew I must stick with Mrs. Potts because
Oh, it was me. It was totally me. And I think you have done a better job articulating. There's been more, because I came in and it was like there was a little thing we do once a week, and I think now it's really like we've really stepped it up. Like, it's really a hallmark of the Diamond Beauties. And so anyway, thank you for not listening to me.
I did, and I did take it under consideration, but I did had to ask
Yes,
if that was on God's plan. And like when I got this beautiful song played, Angels Above, I thought, okay,
there you go. That's right.
I've got my answer.
And
Thank
we're
you.
all the angels. We're all the angels below, right? We're the angels working it. So yeah.
Exactly. So, Teresa, I'm going to continue with you. Can you please give us your golden nugget?
My golden nugget, I think it changes. I never remember my golden nugget, but one of the things that I always say is you can't take your life out of your business. Because I think as women in business, we feel guilty about bringing our lives, or we feel like me, we all went through stuff, and there's a lot of spaces where you can't bring all of you. You have to kind of like, okay, here I am, a businesswoman. My heart's breaking and my kid's sick, but hey, let's talk about my business. And I'm like, we can't pull ourselves apart. And so I create the safe spaces where if you're grieving, we talk about your grief. I used to be a therapist, so I'm skilled as well, but we're holistic in nature. And so for me, everything is part of the work, right? Like I work with people on their relationships and their health, and you can bring anything, because how dare I as a mentor say, I don't want to hear about your feelings. It's the opposite. I'm the opposite, right? And so there's a really, again, the safe space, a safe space. I look around and so many people have gone through stuff, right? And there's a lot of places that you get solution in this area, solution in this area. And I love the holistic nature of all of this, the women in this community. Like, bring it on. Yeah, we can talk. And it's not just heavy trauma stuff. Oh, we have sometimes bad language, and we have lots of laughter and silliness. We have all the things on my show, as all yours, right? So it's all, you can bring the joy and the success and the magic too. So
I love that. And today's show, I actually I did a recording for the end of the month show because all of the ladies is in New Zealand and in Australia, and I didn't want them to get up 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the morning to do this, so we did a recording. And the one lady said she never experienced in a half an hour's meeting crying, laughing, almost. Uh, I don't know if I can say it, but I'm going to say it, almost being in a pants because we really, truly, I laughed out of my stomach. I went all funny shape and I could not get answer in the same meeting. In the same meeting. So she said, how incredible. So, my beautiful, the last question I want to ask you, what is your forever song?
you're asking me?
Teresa, yes, before Therese, before going on to Michelle.
My forever song. You always stump me with these things. I don't know.
I can help you. I can help you. Trustful by
just
Pink.
want. Okay, it's a Pink song. It's always the Pink songs. That's right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
And we dance on that. So thank you, my beautiful Therese. We're gonna ask 2 more questions after the second round, but this is just a warm up because we're not on the halfway mark as yet, and you ladies have answered too fast. So I had to get a filler in between. So here is the filler. I hope that you love the filler. Thank you, my beautiful Therese. My beautiful Michelle, can you give me your golden nugget, please?
My golden nugget, and I think like you, Therese, mine constantly changes with the tides, with the weather blowing in. But truly, my golden nugget is to find yourself, to honor yourself in all your trauma, in all your victories, in all your blessings, in all your lessons. Find yourself and honor yourself. My kitty, this is Safira. She likes to be up here with me. So you may see her tail swat me in the face, and that's okay. We do that on the Mrs. Potts too. But I really believe that we need to honor ourselves and wherever we are for that moment. Sometimes we're in a really good mood, and sometimes we need a good cry. And that's what the Mrs. Potts are for. They're for anyone at any part of their journey to come and feel safe to share. And so that's my golden nugget. Just honor yourself in your journey.
I'm going to ask you now, what about wildflowers and wild horses? But just hold on. I spoke to another lady the other day, and she was very upset because she have joined one of our live Zoom circles, and when everybody introduced, she felt she doesn't belong there. And I tried to explain to her, my beautiful one, comparing is the biggest and we spoke in my home language. So comparing you to somebody else is a no because you are starting on this journey. Some of those ladies are on their own journey for 5, 6, 7 years. Never compare because every one of us have a unique light, a unique voice, and a unique story. So, my beautiful Michelle, wild flowers, wild horses. What is that?
There's a line in there. Well, there's actually several lines in that song, but I'm quite the rebel, and I'm usually against the grain. And I'll say things that, that other people don't necessarily want to say. So, like she talks about being 5 generations of barefoot and bulletproof, and she talks about pushing up like daisies through sidewalk cracks, and that's me. I mean, sometimes beyond all reason, I will be the one to be able to push through where somebody else couldn't make it. And sometimes that's a hug, and sometimes that's just holding up that mirror and being the truth that somebody needs to hear. Well, honey, here's where you're holding yourself up. So it just depends on what it is. But again, it's that sister mode in me. And so that's what it reminds me of, is just being that wild stallion that told my sister, come on, let's go, we're going to do this, and pushing up through day. I had no fear. So I like to do that. I just like to be the one that has no fear and keeps pushing and says, come on, I got you.
And I do love your song. It's the first time I heard it when you sent it through to me.
Thank
I
you.
love your Forever song. Thank you. So, my beautiful Jennifer, I will not say how surprised I was for your Forever song, but we will get to that in a minute. What is your golden nugget?
My golden nugget is I am pure magic. And I spoke about this a little bit leading into what the Mrs. Potts that I host is about. Um, but it truly is. And it's not just I am magic. I want you to feel it when you say, I am pure magic. Because again, our touch, our words, I'm very much a words of affirmation person. But it's not just saying the words, right? We have to believe the words. We have to take the words in and feel and know that these things are coming to us and that we're already living in what we're speaking out, what we want. And so that is magic. And like many of you here, I'm in the healing space as well. And I get so many compliments or wows, your hands get so hot when you touch me with them. And you were able to move this for me, or I didn't know I could feel this, or I connected with you on this level. And that's not me doing that. That's you doing that. And that's just letting me be that space for you and that conduit of safety. And that's where the magic lies, is where we're connecting together, where we're helping each other, and where we're growing each other. So I am pure magic. You're pure magic.
I love it. And I love it that you keep on saying that I am pure magic, and you remind people to say, not you, everybody is pure magic, but come back to you and say I, because every time you say I, you can feel it in your bones. I love that. I love that. So please tell us your amazing Forever song, my beautiful one.
My forever song is Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin. And it speaks directly into who I am. And you asked me about this song, and I was like, man, I couldn't tell you how long I've loved this song. But if those of you that remember CDs back in the day, now we have music on demand. But my 18th birthday, that's what I wanted, was the box set of Led Zeppelin, and that is probably one of my most prized possessions today. But the Stairway to Heaven song speaks to me because you talk about the Pied Piper calls you to join him. Well, the Pied Piper is different for everybody who hears and is listening. So what are you listening to? What are you bringing into you? And who are you following? Or are you that Pied Piper and you're calling others to join you? Because one of the other greatest pieces is not all that glitters is gold. We've all been fooled. We've all been tricked. But if we listen carefully, the Pied Piper calls us to join him. So are you listening or are you leading? And maybe you're doing some of both.
I love it. And we can also do a head bop in between. I love it. I love it. Thank you, my beautiful Jennifer. So, my beautiful Nicole, what is your golden nugget?
Being a forgiveness expert, I the one thing I would tell everybody and have that really resonate with them is helping them understand that forgiveness is for no one but you. You're not condoning the act of someone else. What you're doing is getting rid of a trauma or a pain or a hurt that someone else has caused you that you no longer need to carry. It's all about you. You never have to see that person, talk to them, or even allow them back in your life. And one of my favorite quotes is from Gandhi. And what it says is forgiveness is not an attribute for the weak. Forgiveness is for the strong. And I really feel that way because sometimes it takes a lot within you to say, I forgive you. But the rewards are so great that it's so worth it. And it changed my life. It totally changed my life.
I I love that. My beautiful one, can you share with us your amazing, and I do hear your, because I play yours every 3 weeks, and you are the only one. Can you tell us about your forever song?
You know, it's very old, and I remember it from when I was in high school. It's The Times of Your Life by Paul Anka, and it talks about how fast time goes by, and you just blink and it's gone. You know, and the memories are your what you carry into tomorrow. So making those memories is very important to me, to make them with my daughters and make them with my friends and just make them for myself. And that way, when I'm older than I am now, I'll have all those memories as my currency.
I love that. And don't worry about your PC. Just don't worry. Don't
I'm
worry.
gonna,
He's telling us he's still alive, and we're so happy he's still alive because you are here. So I'm gonna ask everyone the same question now. I will want to ask, what advice would you give to someone who feels isolated and is looking for a sense of belonging? So Nicole, let us start with you while you have the floor, my girl.
Thank you so much. And you know, there have been times in my life when I have felt that way depending on what I am going through, even with my divorce, you know, and there's a lot of people that are divorced. I understand that, but I did feel alone because each person has an individual take on it, an individual pain, or they look at it's just yours alone and you have to own it. So you can't really fit into a group per se when you're going through something like that. But I think what everyone needs to remember is we're all relevant and everything we think, feel, or talk about is valid. And just to know that you know, I always call people like this a horse of a different color. You're only one of them and you're it. So you're special just by your fingerprint. There's no one like you. How can you not be valid? How can you not be special? You, each and every one of us, we're amazing human beings. And if you don't think you belong, think again. Think again and look around. And you don't always find your tribe on the first try. And sometimes your tribe goes by the wayside, but that just means someone else is coming in.
I love that. Thank you, my beautiful Nicole. And you gave me goosebumps. I put my glasses on, but I also want to give you this. Thank you for being our Mrs. Spots for Monday. And you are welcome to mute again and just breathe, my beautiful one. So, my beautiful ladies, before we started, Nicole went in and out and I didn't want to stop. So I said to her, don't worry, just be here and just be yourself. I know it's difficult because she's getting a reminder her computer is wants to talk to, but she's still here. So thank you, my beautiful Nicole. My beautiful Jennifer.
Wow, Nicole shared a lot there, and we can connect with that. So, one thing, if you mind, if I share with everybody, a prized possession I keep right here by my desk, because those days of being lonely or not being connected can hit you out of the blue. You could feel like you're being so productive, things are going so great, and then all of a sudden something triggered it and you don't know maybe what the something is. So one thing that I do in my coaching sessions is I have my clients write down their list of successes. And one question that always comes up is, well, how does the success has to be? It's not about the size. It's about the definition. And so I'll say, did you cover a shift for a coworker so that they could be with their family, or they were ill, or they can have an extended vacation? Well, yeah, that's a success. You allowed someone to do something that they wanted or needed to do. Did you, drink your water goal that you had for the day? Well, no, I only got half of it. That's still a success. You still made progress. The other thing I like to do, and I've called them little treasure boxes and things before, is to do it anonymously, where you write your name at the top of the paper. And this is my maiden name here. But then it's shared amongst your friends, your coworkers, whoever it is that we're working together. And they all write something anonymous about you. This index card will be 20 years old next year. And there are days that I will pull it out and it speaks to me. One of the things I'm just going to say right here is they're very organized and they're my buddy. And she's a great listener. So there's days that where your mind's playing tricks on you and saying, like Nicole said, I'm the only one going through this. Nobody understands me. Nobody. Yes, they do. I'm courteous. I'm a team member. I allow community. So this is a huge success. Success doesn't have to be all glamour, rewards, and plaques. Success is those honoring you where you are and you recognizing in yourself that little wins are sometimes the biggest ones of all.
That's incredible. So I do also have two of those beautiful index cards, but you have now even something up on me. It's not in my vicinity. It's in my diary, packed away above in the cupboard. But I will when I go, and my Teresa and you, Therese, you will know because you have written in this, and beautiful Jennifer, you have written in it. It's almost full. And when I go and put this one away, then I will take those two index cards out. Thank you for that reminding. So that is amazing. Oh, can I give you this, my beautiful Jennifer? Thank you for being amazing. So, my beautiful Michelle, your turn, my girl.
So I don't really have possessions necessarily that I hold on to. Um, I hold on to memories and emotions and stories. And I remember one-liners. And I say that with the greatest respect because my father often taught me how to deal with things like, I know I'm forcing a square peg in a round hole right here, Michelle. And that kind of that recognition in that moment like will give me the pause to say, okay, I got to go at this a different way. And so it's a way to hold safe space for yourself, to recognize for yourself just in one liner. So I kind of hold one liners close. If something doesn't work out, well, can't beat a dead rug, I mean, you just, there's so many of these one liners that either will make me laugh or just kind of remind me. And I think that was my dad's way when I was a kid to just tell me nothing is as serious as you think it is. And while, you may think that all the eyes of the world are on you, nobody even noticed. And it was just kind of these one liners. So I hold a lot of one liners close, but just as lessons that this isn't the end of the world. Let's move forward. It's okay. It's okay.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you. So, my beautiful Michelle, Jennifer does her affirmations and she posts it on her group and she posts it in the Diamond Beauties. Maybe you can do something for us in the Diamond Beauties. Teach us one liners. Give us an example and teach us the one liner. Maybe there's some that we will learn. Because I can tell you now, your one liner for something particular and maybe different cultures, different places. Because remember, South Africa, UK, Australia was more UK based English. So maybe there's some ones that I didn't even know and that we will learn from you. So think about it. Think
I
about
will
it.
put some thought in that, and I will see what I can put together.
Thank you. And then also then reuse those everywhere. Like Jennifer, she does it for her own Facebook. She does it for a beautiful group as well. And she just reposts it in the Diamond Beauties. Just do it and then have it everywhere. You are doing it, then send it out.
I will
Perfect.
do that. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Michael. So, my beautiful Therese, I'm going to ask you the same question, but we do have 7 minutes left. So, I was wondering, instead of you answering that question, so we all of us have tell, show and tell, but we have all tell. So would you like to show us a demonstration that's going to take about 3 minutes, if you can, to show us what your magic is when you start?
Oh my. Okay.
And
I'm on the
listen,
loneliness conversation. Okay,
I
shifting gears.
Yeah, I didn't ask her before, so this is
No
on the
worries. No
spot.
worries.
And you can say no, it's okay.
Yeah.
Then you can answer the question for me.
I don't say no to you, my love. So whatever you ask, you get from me. Okay, so hold on one second. We're already clearing. We're starting the clearing. So hold on one second, please. So I open myself to divine understanding and wisdom and guidance. And so I just want all of us to take a moment and just go into your body. And I want you to imagine you can just breathe, just take a deep breath and exhale, because it's been so magical. There's so much good stuff on this call. And I know you want to remember it all, but we're going to trust and know that your mind, your subconscious will grab everything you need. So everything that is kind of in your mind, any future things, any past things, I just want you to imagine you can just go, with the intent of emptying yourself out. And I want you just to imagine that you are being held by that which is love. You could call that God or source or life. And I want you to imagine as you breathe out everything that is not you. Breathe out any story of loneliness, any story of separation or fear. Breathe that out now. Literally, when you breathe it out, command the energy to go. You don't have to carry it. So imagine, breathe that out now. And on the inhale, you're going to see how much more love you can take in. So just breathe in with me. And allow that to fill all the parts of your body. There we go. Oof. And your mind doesn't have to be involved. Your brain doesn't have to figure it out. And in fact, it might be trying to fight you here. And we're just going to say, shh, go lay down. I'm receiving more love now. And so I want you in this moment to feel all of our hearts. And I want you in this moment to know that you are loved beyond measure. I want you to feel that. I want you to decide, more importantly, I want you to decide in this moment that you no longer will be alone. It is not true that you're alone. It is not true that you're disconnected. It is not true that there's nobody here for you. And in this moment, you can change your life by making the decision to say yes to all the love available. So will you join me in basically saying, I say yes to receiving all that there is here, and just breathe it in. Trusting and knowing that you don't have to do anything. You've made the decision. And now we just allow it to unfold. So I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Thank you for this outpicturing of the next version of you that is more filled with love, that is more whole, more healed, more yourself. And just take a deep breath into that. And so it is.
And so it is. Wow. Ladies, do you've got goosebumps?
I'm tears.
Goosebumps and tears. Thank you for showing us. I actually don't want to do the laughter because that was truly magical. I actually have my bell from my children from New Zealand. So I want to salute you, my beautiful, and it's gold rose, but because my grandson Zander said, Omi, this is you,
Yes.
the
Oh,
gold rose. He said, this is you, Omi. So
yes. Thank you, honey. Thank you.
thank you, my beautiful Therese. That was beautiful. Thank you for
It is
showing
totally,
us.
it's totally like totally channeled. Like I'm like, wait, what? What am I doing? And that's what I love is that we can tap in to stuff. I didn't know I could do this. Like what? And so that's what's possible. And I love you asked, and I love that we could hopefully provide a little more sense of love for everybody that's listening.
Beautiful. Thank you, my beautiful Therese. And I must just say, all your meditations on Insight Timer is incredible. It's incredible. So, ladies, please follow Therese on Insight Timer. All of her meditations is amazing. So, my beautiful ladies, our show is up. Can you believe it? So, I'm quickly just starting with you, Therese. How are you feeling?
Full. I'm feeling full.
Thank you. My beautiful Michelle, how are you feeling?
Hopeful and supported.
I love it. My beautiful Jennifer, how are you feeling?
I feel included and inclusive.
My beautiful Nicole, how are you feeling?
I feel inspired by everyone here because you can just feel the honesty and you can feel the truth, you can feel the wisdom, and you can really feel the caring for other people. And I love that. It's so needed.
Thank you. Thank you, my beautiful ladies, my beautiful viewers on E360. I hope that you have loved our show. Remember, if you are a beautiful lady and you want to join the Diamond Beauties Forever group on Facebook, we are a private group. So just a warning, if you want to come and sell your products and services, the group is not for you. The group is purely inspiration. The next thing is if you want to be inspired and inspire us, we will welcome you with open arms to the Diamond Beauties Forever group. I do have a gentleman's group, Tanzanite Euro. So if you are a gentleman and you want to investigate that amazing group of men and ladies, they're going to start. Lisa's husband, Scott, is going to start with a men's Mrs. Potts, but they will not. They were going to have a meeting next week to find out what the naming convention is going to be. But the same concept, half an hour session a week. Can you believe it, ladies? I also want to do that. So, okay, I'm going to get all of them together. Then I'm going to leave them and they must sort out their own things. So, sorry, ladies, I forgot where I was. Okay, so my beautiful viewers, thank you so much for being here. My beautiful Diamond Beauties and Tanzan Nigerians, thank you for being an amazing community. My beautiful Nicole, my beautiful Jennifer, Michelle, and Therese, will you have a dance with me?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. My beautiful viewers, will you have a dance with us? They said yes. They said yes. Here we go.
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I can fly away.
Bye bye, everyone.